Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a story like my main focus, like starting my channel and getting my content up and trying to get more followers. Pretty much just wanna tell y'all about me. I'm new to YouTube, but my main focus right now is helping y'all get to know me, personality, and like who I am as a person. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna be talking about the time when
my drugs got laced. Spiked, whatever words you want to use it. So yeah, let's get into it.
First, I'm gonna start off by updating y'all. I know in the last video I told y'all that I would stop smoking. I didn't stop, or whatever. Let's just start it off by saying I was on probation for an ex-boyfriend of mine. Basically, long story short, an ex-boyfriend of mine, we got into a situation and her windows ended up being busted.
Ended up running her house, like pepper spraying her whole house, like with her kids inside, everything, like it was so bad.
And all this happened in the same day. So yeah, I ended up getting charged for it. And yeah, I got on probation. So moving along, I got on probation and I had stopped smoking marijuana. And I was smoking K2, and if y'all don't know what K2 is, you can Google it. But to my understanding, it's like incense. Smoke it, and you can get a temporary high. And that, Molly, the drug Molly was really big at the time. Like everybody was doing it. Cause you gotta think I'm in my prime, my teenage years. I'm 27 now, so yeah, moving along. So one thing led to another. Me and a friend of mine, we had basically did Molly a couple days prior to that or whatever. So one day a guy
That she supposedly had been sleeping with had came over to her house. So
when I first seen him, my first instinct was like, I know you. Like, I know you. And he's like trying to act like he don't know who I am, or like he remember me, but he don't really know why and how me. So long story short, I ended up pulling, cause let me go back. The friend that I'm hanging with, I used to hang with her little sister or whatever back in school. I got older and I started like hanging out with her older sister. The older sister, I guess she was a guy, but I ended up, hey, I remember him from the little sister hotel room, and I'm like, I think he fucks with your little sister. So she like, no, da-da. But for sure that he messed with her little sister, but that's neither here nor there. He got mad about it. One thing led to another. Time go by, and then he's like, oh, who wants some Molly? So I'm like, me. Like, I was literally the first person who said me. Even funny, but I was the first person who said me or whatever. So I ended up taking the Molly. So I'm not sure how everybody else used to do Molly, but I know for me, my experience with Molly, we used to just like, dab it on your tongue. So like I dabbed it on my tongue. Like, mind you, this is the Molly that like her sneaky link gave me, whatever. So I took it and I put it on my tongue and it like burnt. Like when I say it burnt, it burnt. So I'm like over the bathroom sink. So I start like, I'm like trying to get it off my tongue. A couple minutes go by, nothing happened. So I just did some more. Like in my head, at the time, like I wasn't thinking of nothing of it. I guess I was just
thinking like a regular addict. Let me get high, whatever case may be.
I did it again, but it didn't burn like my tongue the way that it did the first time. Like when I first put it on my tongue, it like burned my tongue, like as if I took a lighter and I just like went like this for 2 minutes and let it go, and then I like it just burnt or whatever. If anybody got any chest tattoos and y'all know how it feels, like as far as when I say like the burning sensation, I'm sure a lot of y'all know about that. But it was like everything was cool. So like the next day I realized like I didn't have an appetite and I was feeling a little different. But you know, I was smoking a K2 as I said, so I didn't really know exactly what the effects was coming from. So yeah, mind you, I'm still hanging with this girl. Like we smoking, thinking nothing of it. So one day we go out of town with these guys that I used to hang with or whatever, and I basically like had this episode. Like I had an episode where I wasn't acting like myself, and
Like the guys I was with, they was telling me like you're bugging, like
drugs did you do? I'm like, I only smoked the K2, but this day I had actually smoked some real weed. I had snuck and smoked some real weed. So I guess when I smoked the real weed mixed with that, mixed with the K2 and liquor, it was just a bad combination. So that day I was real fucked up. I ended up going home or whatever the case may be, and a week go by. I was working at Wendy's at the time. So it was just like one day I was at work and I was on my lunch break, and I ordered a 4 for $4. So when I went to eat my 4 for $4, it's like I gagged, like it was just so like as if I was about to eat some dog food, and I knew it was dog food and just that natural reaction. Yeah, so I ended up calling my mom and I'm crying. I'm just like, I noticed today that I haven't been eating in 7 days, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Like something is wrong with me. I don't feel like myself. Cause by this point, I stopped doing drugs because I wanted to like make sure, I was okay. So I stopped doing drugs, and I was still feeling like crazy. Like I don't know. Like I was just feeling. I can't really explain the way I felt, but I know it wasn't the regular high that I was used to. So I bust down at work. I called my mom, and then I ended up leaving home from. I ended up going home from work, and like I'm crying to my mom, and I'm telling her what happened. I'm like, I think somebody laced my drugs, and like maybe a day or two later, I linked up with my friend, and I kind of told her the situation. And do y'all know what she said to me?
do y'all know what this girl said to me, right? Hold on.
What this girl said to me? You're gonna tell me that? That's what I get. I should have never been doing drugs. So like she said this to my face when I told her like, yo, I think your boyfriend might have, gave me some fucked up Molly or whatever. And like she basically defended him. She denied it. Like, and she just wasn't going for it. She like, I told you don't do it. Why you think I didn't do it? And I'm just like, well, what? Moving along. So I ended up going downstairs, and because I was like mad cool with her grandma, because her grandma be getting high and shit like that. So her grandma, like, she always had the party house. Like, even from when we was younger, when I was pregnant at 15, like, we was always allowed to smoke beside her house, drink. And I used to fuck with her brother, so it was just like,